house thinking, oh, there was no one there, let's just take it. And then, oh wait, now we're both here again.
Could you imagine if we get a cluster now because of it? They're like, oh, we've been debated. Oh no, it's not working.
in Pochinki. That is,
It's not something you say all too often. It's not something that happens ever.
Very rare, very rare.
It's a love city, but who's going to love it the most now to go and challenge for it? As we get a very fair playing going all the way from the north down to the south, but where will the circle go? That is the question.
Yeah, we have yet to see a military circle in this lobby, so who knows? Who knows? We might just get ourselves one of those. We have had a lot of edge ones. And of course, the last one being up around Potato as a center as you could possibly get. Maybe a bit further north would be more center. But it seems like Art of War will go back up north. And 7, well, I mean, they're flying towards Pochinki, but does that mean they're going there? we see one of the 7 players far north.
Oh, no.
That might be them dipping out of it once again. Does this mean that Tarlans gets Pochinki for themselves?
No, because Marga's gone back up just around the outside
Does
of Georgia.
Vici go Pochinki? What happens here? 7 are not going Pochinki anymore. Panko is going there. He's like, guys.
He's like,
guys,
it's still empty. Come on.
It's still empty.
I'm not leaving this. It's too good.
No, 7 are turning around now, mid-air. What is going on? I'm so confused. Frank is not there. Marga is far up north. Panko is going down towards Pochinki. Maybe she's going to steal a vehicle now. Yep, seems like 7 are going to turn around mid-air. But like, come on. Okay, this has been done for long enough. We got to turn around. We got to turn this one around.
Yeah, legit. Like, if you're 7, you've gone, oh, we went away from it. We were going to give it up twice. Wait a sec. No one's challenged. Okay, we'll have it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys. Because Tarlans, they get a rough ride. We've got a military circle all the way down south.
We asked for it, and the game delivered. Ermac, he went for a vehicle. I think, honestly, that the... no, Tony Sosa again. Tony, you absolute BMing... I don't even know what to say at this point. That's the eyes of a man who's just been handled by Tony Sosa right there. But yeah, military circle. I said we've yet to see them. 4K, of course, will be happy with that. Winside will as well. And for the teams that have yet to make their minds up on how they're gonna get over there, well, I mean, they don't have that much time to think about it because this is probably one of the most guaranteed melee circles I've seen in a long time. Blue and VS, not something that we've seen a lot. He has been the guy to loot around kind of the edge of where Winside has been looting. And now they're landing on top of each other. Seems like he's committed for the flush here.
The boom will go in and make blue go down. Vinco not going to have the best time of their lives. And if they're not careful, Acerino could be the next one to go down. The boom very close to him here. And Winside, they went out quite early previously as well in 15th place. That's when Tarlans rolled up on them. And kind of surprisingly, if we're all fair, right, in what we've seen from Tarlans, they will just take them down with 4 players still alive.
And honestly, for a team like Winside right here, I mean, they have to deal with these engagements quickly because they have a long way. No, they have a short way to go, but they have a lot of teams coming their way. I want to say, I mean, they know
no.
that is
Revenge.
He was not seeing 2 parachutes land in that area, that's for sure. Because if he had, there would be no way in hell he had gone into that vehicle.
That's what I was just shocked by. I'm thinking, surely you would have had an idea. You knew one player was there. Like, if you'd seen it, then obviously you wouldn't have done what you just did there. And now you paid the price for it. And this hasn't benefited either team. But the revenge has been had. And at least for Vinco, they will be happy that they got an extra kill in there. But it's what they can do from this point. You've got a circle that slightly benefits you. Desperado's already making their way over to military base. 4AK are the melee team. I'd like to see Vinco now say, all right, boys, let's get a move on. Let's beat everyone else going down. Because teams will be rapidly approaching it.
Yeah, also, how does Winside play this one? Do they sit around on the edge holding the bridge? Or do they make their way further down? Seems like Denator and his teammate in the vehicle there will be making their way further down south. Rue will loot up a little more. They didn't get that much time to loot up north, so it makes sense they'll stick around for a little while longer. 7 making their rotation down now as well, as more of these teams are starting to take their vehicle journeys further down south. Elgiganten, once again, out east. They do not want to go up towards that South George area.
I'm going to say as well, talking about Winside, right? So, Denator, great name. I said yesterday, detonation. Where the hell did I get detonation from? I literally just took the first letter of the last lesson. I was watching the VOD back earlier and was like, errors were made.
Did he blow something up?
No, he didn't. I don't know if I looked at it, I was like, I was trying to have fun with it. No, but I was like, yep, just completely read it wrong. But maybe he could change his name to that. Would be really nice for me because I kind of like the name.
It's one of those things. Sometimes it's like when you write a word backwards. Sometimes you can still read it, and it's like mind tricks, right?
Yeah, mind tricks. My mind did that. That's what I was like aiming for.
You know parts of the word, and then you just kind of make it up on your own.
I just literally eradicated the rest of it. Yeah. Made my own out from it.
That could be a new style of casting. I don't
know
if
just take the front. So they just give us the front and last letter and star out the rest and see what we say.
Northwest.
That could be bad with Frank's name.
Yeah, Northwest has company in his compound here. Seems like Rue is gonna make a journey up towards his house, but is he gonna move around like a madman, let him know he's in there? Seems like he will, stepping like an elephant. And now he knows for a fact that there's a guy outside, evenly so. Rue notices there's one right next to him.
How does he want to play this as well?
And why does he have an 8x right now on his... Okay, thank you for swapping over. I was like, if someone is pushing, you don't want to be standing around with an SKS.
Now, Gifted Rue's going to get those nades up and try and flush Northwest out of the house, but it's going to come down to a 1v1 fight. And Northwest, I respect this, back away. Live to fight another day and hope your teammates can be close enough to help you out here.
Will he live to fight another day, though? That's the big question. Seems like Ronnie and NXT and Havoki are making their way up in the direction, but how much are they willing to sacrifice? And potentially losing Northwest here. Don't know if Rue knows that he's out yet. Nope, you can see he's pushing up slowly. Now he's throwing Molotovs, and he timed it really well, Northwest. He jumped out of the window just as the nade exploded. So he's sitting tight outside, but having a hard time leaving, that's for sure.
This is great, though. I love this from Northwest because he's made Gifted lose so much time here and also spend utility on potential. Even Moon's getting involved trying to do it. Northwest is just sat here thinking, cool, that's all right. I've actually done a good thing here. Winside are not just under pressure, but they're also moving around and making their lives a little bit harder. It's spending so much, and some of them might get picked off, but Gifted Rue spraying onto them. Northwest does manage to get away and hide behind the tree. Ronnie took a lot of damage as well, but they should be able to escape here.
They just shared those bullets in between them. Really, really fortunate scenario, and somehow, as you said, they live to fight another day. Now everybody else, though, making their way on over towards the military island. Some having greater success than others. PG driving down towards Primorsk to get some vehicles. There's no designated Prim team, so it makes sense to try and go down there. And then you have Risu out on the eastern side. He has spotted out Elgiganten, and they have no way of escaping from this should he be able to land some more shots.
And his teammate is further up down on the south beach, and he's going to be looking to do some more damage. Two of them are there as well. This is not good for Elgiganten. If that boat goes boom, that's them completely eliminated. All the players in it. And Moonwolf, they are just going to be tapping away non-stop. They want to make sure this gets done.
There's 4 points to be obtained by a vehicle blown up here. It is starting to smoke a little bit out front, you can see. They are driving left, right, Deeks. You got to dodge some bullets here, because that would be, as you said, James, just before, a full-on team wipe should you be taken down. But at the same time, for Moonwolf, how much time can you spend on trying to get these kills off? Because in the end, I mean, if they do make it across, that's just one more team that beats you to it.
Hey, Sereno, though, caught off by the firing squad of Desperados. Everyone annihilating him in quick succession there. So once again for Vinco, they can't really catch a break. They've only just made their way across. As Soda, beautiful headshot there from Calvin. Manages to deal that and take them down in 16th place.
Soda was having a good time hiding behind his tree, and Calvin was not letting him have it whatsoever. Out they go early, yet again, in a game where they arguably had one of the better spots to go here.
Now, out of war, if you're watching the map screen, are currently camping the West Bridge. They've got Quickmath and Swarm, who Quickmath had just gone out of the blue, and Swarm still in the blue, working their way down. And that's interesting because Swarm obviously being the George Pole team, Quickmath were in Se7en. Quickmath are getting a little bit faster on their way down, but this could be an interesting fight between 3 different teams here, all converging on the same spot at the same time. One
thing to mention is, well, we just saw 3D Max before running around up there. There are only 2 boats in between the 2 bridges, which means that if you get there so late, I mean, you snooze, you lose in the most literal sense, right? So I think with 3D Max right now realizing they won't have any boats available, they have to sit and coordinate. So what's the plan now, guys? And with this circle shift, clearly, well, they have to go somewhere west, but how do you play it? They could actually, as we see Venom right now, could actually drive out east, cross over the bridge, and send it all the way around the southern side if they wanted to.
And if you're Elgig, you're going to get back in your boat.
I don't know if I'd do that. It was pretty... There was a lot of smoke. There was a lot of smoke on that boat, so I don't know if that's what you want to do at this point.
Either that, or when they come up here, they're going to have a bit of a run on their hands. With a minute to go before it starts coming in. They've got a quick decision to make. Shaq Deep trying to land some shots onto a bike. Just goes out of sight from them. 4 are going to have no problem to work their way in. They're already over, but they've got Tornado nearby, and Tornado are very split up here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, if they see a guy rotating up like that, just saw Millman there, do they think, oh my god, was that the last guy on the team or was that the first guy on the team? What are we running into here on the other side? And you can see that's why they're playing it as safe and slow as they are. To say that he does crazy drifting and driving all over the place downhill. But of course, that's also a way to dodge bullets. Just if I don't know how I'm driving, then how are the opponent going to know?
You can't predict that madness, that's for sure.
Exactly.
But what is a bit of madness is right now, over towards this eastern side of military base, we have PG, Tarlans, Se7en, 4AK, Winside, Art of War, and Desperados all really close together.
See, Stella there finally gotten in a boat 3-1 as well, and they're coming in really far out on the edge now. It is only circle 2, and I would expect them to actually potentially sail all the way around. But for Moonwolf, we saw them chase down Elgiganten before. If they realize there's a fish in the sea, how much time are they going to be willing to spend trying to catch it?
Hopefully none at this point, because I don't think it's really worth it, right?
Yeah, it's going to be dangerous.
The first time they did it, nearly worked out, did a lot of damage, but Art of War going to find Tozera to start off with. Rip9's working his way up as well. Nade's going to come across. It just goes too deep. Won't be able to land any damage onto him, but Art of War, they want to be able to fight back against Desperados, and Tozera's just trying to crawl away, but more nades are continuing to barrel out.
You can see how this just becomes a whole slope down for these nades to land in towards them. You can see Winside on the backside too starting to apply some pressure from the compound down south. Fake gone down. Knocks on both sides now with nades, and who is going to be the aggressor in all of this? Nades continuously thrown on forward, and Calvin seems like he wants to go aggro here and try and see if he can get himself up at Erangel.
Might be able to catch him off guard. Rip's got a nade in his hand, and Calvin Klein's just swiping around the side, finds himself one, instantly transfers the spray, but he can't connect the last few bullets. Tony's able to reply, and Desperados are under serious pressure now. Tozera's been brought back up. He's tried to heal himself up a little bit, but it's only at half health, and he's still got 2 more players to try and find it. Gets the first one onto Tony, looking to see what else he can do. He's got bandages to play with, but it's all about the timing now.
Yeah, I like the aggression from Calvin pushing around the side. Issue being, so Zero was sitting on Fake, I believe, trying to get the rest up. Coldamentor was running down the hill, so he couldn't do anything to help him, so he's left all by himself. And again, I love the faith in yourself and getting these shots done, but when you have 3 guys up, send 1 guy with you, potentially. And that could have been a good traded frag. Instead, he goes down and gets finished off as well.
3D Max going all the way around the east. They didn't want to go over the bridge on the western side here to get into military. Swarm just making their way across. Quickmath have just got over. Coldamentor.
Goodbye, helmet memo.
Oh my. What a shot.
And he was even dodging and weaving all over the place. He just calculated it perfectly.
So Zera's ready for it instantly. The nade goes out as well. And Art of War, well, they're not going to survive the Art of War because Desperados just showed them how it should be done.
Wow. That's how you shoot, guys. 101, no tutorials needed. Just do like Coldamentor does. Shoot and hit for the head. Then you get kills and win games.
Desperados only lost 1 player from that. Considering how many players got knocked, that's not all bad, all things considered.
Not at all. I mean, and that was what I was saying about Calvin there. I mean, they had a chance to either stall. I get that he wants to get around while they're nading because he can use the explosions, the sort of the audio disruption to use that flank around. But the fact that he doesn't have anyone to back him up and he doesn't have the exact info on where they're playing from, it's a very risky play to pull off. Stella, last team to join us on the military side of things, and immediately under fire. Who would have thought? They're pretty far to go to, and that's a long, long beach. They have to run their way down. You can see there are some trees for cover, but for now, at least, that's going to be all they have to work with.
Now Se7en, not been aggressive just yet, but they've got themselves a good spot to play from here. They've got a bit of high ground to work into. So you've got to be careful of what teams might try and run up on them. Tarlans isn't too far away. We're getting supply drops, both down at the same time, both in the water.
There are 3 of the crates down there in the water. Do you think they're going to go for them, James?
Well, if it was me, I certainly would. But most of these guys are probably smarter than me, so they're not going to risk that.
Forrest, can you hold this one for 10 minutes? I'm gonna get myself
an arm. Swim. I've got a dream, and it involves level 3 helmets and level 3 vests.
Considering the next circles is going to shift away from the water, I would highly doubt that anyone would dare to go for these crates. Even though they are really intriguing and really interesting. And, you want to get your hands on them, but it's just not worth it.
What's the impact you can have if you do manage to get your hands on it? But
yeah.
Yep, it's not going to work out this time around. And Swarm, they have spent at least 10 minutes in the blue. They have been waiting for a long time here.
Yeah.
But now they finally get in, and they're going to come up around the north and see who else they can find from this position. Quickmath are going to be the closest to them, alongside Winside, who lost a player early on, but have managed to keep things going because they were one of the first teams to try and hold the bridge down the western side.
And these western circles are so damn tricky. I mean, for the most part, we saw how many teams came across with boats, and that just goes to show, I mean, that's probably going to be a lot of teams without vehicles either. Now, Elgiganten did manage to find himself a Dasha. He's going to be driving straight in towards Elgiganten. Lives to see at least a couple more seconds, but he will go down, and I'm not seeing a rest coming towards him.
Elgig will be able to try and make this work out for them. All things considered, where nearly all four of them could have gone down. The new circle pops, and we will be fully over land. The water has been taken off here, but it's just such rough road to play from, quite literally, with the road in the middle as well.
It is a really, really weird circle, this one. You have the hilltop in where Se7en is sitting right now, and then you have compounds on one side, and you have a lot of open on the other. Contrast to one another, and a huge downslant towards the military base itself from where Se7en Esports is sitting. So you have a hilltop, you have open fields, and you have compounds. That's yeah, that's a recipe for disaster and chaos. I like the effort, Rezu, but unfortunately that vehicle is going to go inside the circle without you.
Moonwolf go down in 14th, and you can see from the look on her face, less than ideal.
Not what you want to have happen whatsoever, that's for sure. Sarah, Desperados lost Calvin just before, and now they have one more fight to take because they're not inside the circle yet either here. Holy cow, if that's going to land.
3D Max, by the way, have done really well to even get inside the circle because considering they were the last team in, they've beaten some of the teams more towards the center.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty well in it. They committed to the western side where all other teams were kind of opted to go north. And now so Sarah taken down by Winside. Seems like Swarm was a piece of this one as well. They're sitting up top on the northern side there.
Four Us got to be very careful. Maybe really end this up for them as Hidrix trying to spray a ray here onto Elgig. More teams coming at him, but Desperado's going to meet their doom. Ooh. And that's less than ideal. It's Coldamenta doing all the damage to himself and his teammates.
I mean, he is landing a lot of shots, but of course you never want to take out yourself. But I believe there was probably a lot of damage done by Swarm in trying to take them out, and then a tree breach maybe. But he cannot breach trees. That's not a thing. Unfortunately for them, they will go down and out. They got some kills to start off the game, but not a whole lot more to it than that.
How cool would it be, right, if you could get enough speed up when you're boosting as well, and you just run into a tree and you just knock down the tree instead?
Yeah.
Be a bit more realistic.
I mean, maybe not with these size oak trees, but
the small
I think no matter what, that car would probably get a pretty big dent in it and kill a person. But yeah, what am I to say? Physics, you know.
Seatbelts. Always wear them.
Oh yeah, that's a new thing. You have to press the button to wear seatbelts in the game, or else you'll fly out the front rear.
Kaz looking to see if he can find any more openings here, but Kofest knows exactly where he is. These nades come out towards him. He's avoided damage so far. Another one to land. And it is going to come in. Stellar out in 12th after that win in the first game.
Good play by Kofest. He threw the nades. He knew while they were there, even though he might not have got the kill initially off of it, he knew that it was enough to obscure vision, obscure sound. He made the push across further, and he got all the info that he had or needed, and got himself the kill off of it.
Took his time with those shots, and well placed they were, because he landed all of them. Apocalypse will go down. Another kill for the Tornado team. But Melman is going to get headshotted by Havoki there, and this means 4 AK. They're posted up, and they are ready. But at least for them, they're in a pretty good spot over towards the eastern side. They've got the wall to play from.
Yeah, I think they're in a spot to get the rest on up as well. Thing being, though, as you can see, Combat does have a vehicle, but what more can they do? Shoot this one shift south. That's going to be really, really tough for Tornado Energy to play around. They will pretty much be forced to either pull down towards the compounds on the eastern side or just crash that hilltop. And it does send up. So Tornado Energy, we got to cross that road. Where are you headed?
And this is where it's so difficult for Tornado. There are multiple teams looking at them.
Did that pan just save Millman?
The dream. The dream.
A dream in a pan, that's all he has to work with, and somehow he stayed alive.
Bat it away. Try and fire the bullet back at them.
Bounce it back like the Jedi swords, you know, like lightsabers. Just kill them with their own bullets. That's
next level skills needed as Phantom's going to hit some key shots onto Ronnie, and He's just going to get himself meted up. He's not going to stay out in the open too long for that one.
Oh, it's going to be pretty interesting. Interesting circle, this one, because even though it's center and you think, oh, well, that's good for everyone, then as we can see here, it's clearly not. You got Swarm North, you got Tarlans on the west side, still alive, by the way. Well done by them. And Quickmath slowly making their way forward. They know that Se7en is up on the other side, and Misa wants to get across before they pay attention to them. I like it. They will look up here eventually, but Misa wants to get the close angle, the maybe surprise angle on the opponents before anything happens. But he's currently leaving his teams at bay, because look at Swarm. 3 guys alive, 0 kills so far, but they're pushing up behind them, and they know they're there.
This could be key. This hug star from Elgiganten, he'll be eliminated. For us go out in 11th place. It was Larza all alone trying to keep himself within the game, but that rotation was never going to be easy as a solo player. As Se7en are also onto Quickmath here, so they're really going to be pincered down now between Swarm and Se7en.
This is what we're talking about. Misa went over to get the info, but now they've caught themselves completely pinned in between two teams. Misa has to throw the nades on up forward. That's going to leave off his position. They will know where he is. Nades coming over the hilltop. As you can see on the other side, Swarm trying to hold off Pils's last player on this side of the road, and Misa needs to really do some magic in order to keep this team alive.
Pilch was so lucky not to go down from the nades there. They were close, but not close enough, and maybe he'll be able to sneak around here. Gets himself the first one. Instantly goes in for the flush against Broken, but they're going to spray back onto him. His teammate, though, is able to find some cover fire. Drone, he's going to go down as well. Feltzid will be finished out eventually, but Swarm heavily under pressure, and this is something they couldn't afford to allow happen here if they wanted to do well in this game.
They had the circle on their back. They knew they needed to make their way on forward, and unfortunately, they did not spot out Pelsish. Elia is still alive, but it's going to be a tough, if not near impossible, push over towards the other side. And Silencio down to the nade. Misa, there's no way he's going to commit for the rest once more.
Yeah, that was it. Just been res, trying to get some heal off, but instead a nade comes out towards him. This is just not going to work out. Drone's dead now, and Elia all on his own.
Good luck. You're going to need it. Circle on you now. You can see Edel is just waiting. Come on. I got 3 kills already. I can take a 4th.
Tap, tap, tap. He gets the job done. And that's the Swarm going out in 10th. Se7en back up to their old tricks again, but at a better time this time around.
And that's the thing, but they cannot overcommit to fighting on one side. As soon as they do these sort of things, you see the teams on the side already. You got Tornado Energy in there, you got PG on the side of the hills as well. They're not fighting each other, fortunately, for Se7en, because if they allow for a team to push them while they're fighting someone else, it's going to be them pinned in the middle. So many third-party chances on this side of the map.
Se7en, though, keeping a good eye on Quickmath. They know that they were around. They'd knocked them multiple times, but couldn't get the finishes off despite the nades that had gone out. And now they're just going to push forward and send for it. Encelenso prone down. We've seen the Encelenso cam many times in phase 1, but he's not going to last long enough for that to happen, as Quickmath down and out in 9th place, and Se7en clean them up in style. But one of the kills was stolen away by the Tarlans. Moonlight's there.
Like the commitment being done here by Tarlans, pushing across now. They saw Se7en pushing down. They knew they wouldn't have the uphills kind of overview position on towards them. They used that to push forward, but they have so many teams to fight, and they have to make up in their mind here. Do we push north? Do we push south? Now 4 AK are making their way up. Nixty has to leave now and help them, because their teammates need it. They need it badly. You see it right here. Ronnie Cray and Havoc all by themselves.
They are having some massive pressure put on them. PG-18 able to stand strong for now. Marga from Tarlans is going to find himself being eliminated here, but his teammate tries to reply. Krabic stands out in the open for far too long, and he'll pay the price for it. And Tarlans, they've made top 8 again.
They're doing everything they have to in order to get these placement points, and they need them. Havoc doesn't spot out Copefest, and that's going to be him going down as well. Nixty's got picked off on the backside. Now Ronnie Cray is all by himself. Copefest will go down as well, and that's going to be him out in 7th. They'll make that 8th place for Tornado Energy. They got a lot of kills, but unfortunately not a whole lot of placement points. Nixty finished off to the blue. Not a whole lot more to that one. And 4 AK, this is their island, but I don't think they'll be the victors of it this time around.
It's been a little bit hard for them to fight from the south, as Savage will be the next one to find himself getting knocked out, and Elgig will find themselves going completely down and out of it. Winside keeping them at bay.
See 3D Max, good position in here. They held off everyone trying to cross, and now they know that they can push up this hill without anyone behind them. Wise plays coming out. Moon taken down, and now Noki is the one to push up forward. Does he spot out Gifted? I think he must have heard him, right? He must have heard him. Yep, spots him out there as well. Falling back down, 3 HP, and he needs the help from his teammates.
Noki got to be careful straight away on the first aid, and He needs to be cautious of any grenades that may come his way now, but Winside, they're looking to use this high ground to their advantage, but how much room are they going to give 3D Max here to push up? Wago's sending for it. He's going straight up close and personal, seeing what he can find. Moon's going to go down straight away. Gifted Rue's going to go into the prone position. Wago spotted it, tries to land it, but he just lazy peeks it. Goes to turn away, and too late when he comes in for the shots. Winside still get eliminated, but 3D Max need to bring up their teammates.
Se7en came in from the other side. They made it even harder for them. Perfectly timed third party. Unfortunately for them, PG weren't on the side to get an aggressive push on up there. Se7en, not only did they have the hilltop, but they also got 2 crates straight on their faces. So fresh level 3 gear, an MK14 in the hands of Edelweiss. This could be the first win for Se7en Esports in the tournament so far.
3D Max got the smoke cover to work with, but they need to get inside this circle now. They're actually the furthest away, except for Ronnie Cray down in the south. Tarlans, they're on this edge. They've got some players in, some players out, but they're being kept at bay by Se7en and PG.
Se7en is already a force to be dealt with when it comes to close quarter fights, but give them double fresh level 3 gear against guys that have been fighting the entire game. They probably don't even have helmets and vests left, and then a Grocer and the MK14 at that too. That is gonna let them. I mean, it's just going to be so hard to deal with them. They have the high ground. All that can take them out now is a somehow, not on purpose, coordinated third-party engagement from, like, maybe even fourth-party engagement from multiple teams. Ronnie goes out. 4 teams left alive.
Edelweiss with this weapon and a 6 times, so much damage can be done. Tarlans need to make their decision on when they want to come into this. If they can keep Se7en busy elsewhere, all the other teams come onto it. Tarlans might be able to upset them here a little bit as PG work their way up as well.
Tarlans sitting in 4th place guaranteed. It's very new for us to see them do so well here. I'd really like to see it, but it goes to show once again the depth of the group we're dealing with here. These teams are so damn talented and we cannot take anyone for granted.
Moonlight is being pushed here a little bit by PG down in the corner.
Oh, he spotted him.
He's waiting for it. Did they see him? It's going to come down to timing in this spray down. Can he land the shots? Manages to get 1 headshot. Where's the teammate to try and help onto this?
He was right there. Panko gets him down. Yannick is trying to push around the side, but here comes Se7en. The third party engages. And even though they get themselves the knocks, I'm not sure that Tarlans will get any kills off of that one, unfortunately. 2 players are bleeding down, but look at this. Se7en, they didn't have any kills off the beginning, but they're getting them all now. And look at this, Se7en, they're pushing even further. They do get 1 kill off it, Tarlans. So even though everything happened, they've still got a 4th place, and it's very respectable.
This was 3D Max's time to get into it as well, though, but they haven't. They've just moved around a little bit here. They're not looking to challenge Se7en on the hill. Frank was still up in the yellow house, able to hold on to it.
3D Max used the time to take circle center instead, and it can make sense because this is the last circle, so it's going to go center on the dot for the next one, and they want to be in a good position and not have to move when that next and final circle starts closing in.
Diaz waiting. Oh, and the timing. He turns away and Frank pokes out. You can't predict that, and that was just purely unlucky.
Really, really unfortunate, but now we see here, it's a pure split, proper. King of the hill at hand, and Se7en, this is what they do so well. Swoop around the sides. They are the vacuum cleaners of edges, and honestly, 4 guys alive still, 2 guys with pretty much full level 3 gear. The Grocer is the first runner up here. I believe they will probably have the MK14 in close range as well. Yannick goes down, and they're going to continue running around the side here.
Yeah, this is where they get on it. 1 more player to find from PG. There's still 3 up on 3D Max. First player comes in, spraying, getting done. Nearly gets himself 2 there, but it's not been able to hold on. Now it's going to be up for PG18 to see what they can do in future games, as 3D Max and Se7en are the only ones that remain. And Se7en, they are bringing their pain once again. These nades are ready. Noki's nowhere to be seen. He's had to run away around the side, and this is maybe too much to ask from him.
And look at the reaction time. They said 2 guys around the side. 3D Max was like, oh, we got the third party here. But as soon as they came over the hilltop, they were just annihilated. Noki, can you get yourself 1 point over this one? Se7en have not lost a single player in this game, and I doubt they will either. Noki spotted out, but there are 4 barrels looking his way. What can you do? Not a lot. And Se7en takes the win with 15 kills. We knew it was going to happen eventually, and they showed us this game number 2 right here.